Hello. Happy Monday. Hope everyone's doing well. I thought I would come on here and talk a little bit about cardio. Um, Many people don't like cardio, many people hate cardio. So, how do you actually get cardio done if you don't like doing it? So, there definitely is no way to get the full effect of a cardio workout unless you're actually doing cardio. But I'm going to give you a couple tips on how you can add cardio to your life without running around like a crazy person because, let's face it, lots of us don't like that. And the other thing is it's hard on your body and your body might not like it. So a couple things to think about when you're adding cardio or you're trying to get some cardio into your workout is number one, I want you to think about you can raise your hands above your heart. And that is going to add some cardio. And I know it sounds kind of silly, but if your hands are above your heart, then your heart has to work harder to pump the blood up there to keep those arms up. So if you just hold your hands above your heart and walk around the house, you will get some cardio in there. And that's a really simple way of adding some cardio to your life. I feel like I'm in the shadows. I want to be in the sun. I'm going to move over here. Is that better? Oh no, too bright. So another way to add cardio to your life is you can change levels. So that's something to consider. So when you are doing a workout, now whether it's super intense or not, change levels. So instead of, standing up only and doing it, try going up and down, right? It's kind of like, think about that squat. It doesn't have to be a squat necessarily, but changing the levels as you're doing an exercise is getting your heart to work in different ways. So that's going to add a little bit of cardio, okay? A third thing I want you to think about, I'm just checking my notes, make sure I don't forget anything, is you can add intervals to your workout. So what do I mean by that? Intervals are, let's say I'm gonna do an exercise, say I'm walking, okay? Walking is great exercise. So I'm going to walk fast for a minute, and then I'm going to recover for another minute, okay? And by adding intervals, you're working hard for your work time and you're resting, so you're working less intensely during your rest period. And then what you can do is you can change the intervals. So you could have maybe a minute of work and then a minute of rest. And then as you get stronger, or if you want to increase the interval to make yourself work harder, you work for a minute and a half and you only rest for, let's say, 45 seconds. So you increase your work time and you reduce your rest time. So that is another way to add some cardio, okay? Less rest. So this kind of attaches onto that. Less rest between your exercises. So if you're lifting whatever, you're doing arm exercises. So instead of having a break in between each set or in between each exercise that you don't rest. So your body is working, your muscles are working at the maximum amount for the whole entire time. So you're constantly making those muscles work. The heart is pumping blood and you're getting a little bit of extra cardio added into that, okay, without those rest periods. The other thing is you can increase your intensity. So instead of lifting, 10 pounds, you lift 15 pounds. Instead of going really fast through an exercise, go slow, because the slower you work, the longer the muscles are contracted and they're working. So that adds a little bit more intensity, which then will cause you to add a little bit more cardio. So when I talk about cardio, people always think about running and jumping and all of that, and you don't have to do that for cardio exercises. It's not necessary. If that's what you like, great. If you want to run on a treadmill or do an elliptical, that's fantastic. But for me, I don't really like that. So I would rather do things like change the levels, change my intervals, okay? Put my hands above my heart, okay? So there's lots of different things you can do to add cardio without actually doing cardio. So I hope that was helpful. And if you have any other tips, drop them in the comments because I'd love to hear the ways that you add cardio to your day. Thanks so much for watching. Have a fantastic afternoon in the sun.